let's move into White Power.
Mm-hmm.
I love this song. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I love this song. To me, the reason I really like it is it talks a little bit about history, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how white power is, but it really talks about the
effects.
systems of oppression that are going on today.
The effects,
like
the
today,
current events, yeah.
The current events.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, how do you see white power or the system manifest itself today?
I mean, how don't we? I mean, look at Trump. I mean, I look at white power as anybody that can get on the stage and blame an entire ethnic group and people cheer for that. That's some Hitler shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It played into white male angst and uncomfortability that their position is being stolen. So the blacks, they're taking our, like, what you call them, because they're so fucking smart to me. South Park. They always have this part with, they're taking our jobs. They're taking our jobs.
I haven't watched South Park in a minute, but
bro.
I used to.
And that's what it is. The Mexicans, they're taking our jobs. With us, they're raping our women. Like, bro, nobody's running around here. The white girls getting asses trying to jump on us. They raping us. Literally. So it's...
So you're saying that fear that is instilled in people that you think Trump is doing is...
That's one way that it has manifested.
How does that affect us?
Shit. I mean, for me, my personal, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I'll talk about us. I won't talk about me personally right now. That's just a whole bigger can of worms. But I think white male privilege, it's always affected us. My mother recalled, I remember her telling me this when I was younger, college educated, went to get a job. They told her she was overqualified, and then the man, zipped his pants down. Mm-hmm. White guy. Mm-hmm. Some Me Too movement shit. But that was a given back in the 60s and 70s. Like, yeah. I mean, and not only did, what I always try to remind people is, that wasn't only happening to women of color or white women. Now, everybody goes crazy when the white ladies start talking about it happen. What about the black men that that happens to?
Yeah.
That even back in the day, in 1880, when the white man pulled his zipper down, and you're a heterosexual man, but you got to feed your family, and he like, blow me.
But is that systematic?
I mean, I ascribe to the Kress, Francis Kress, Welsing, the ISIS papers. Of course it is. It's entertainment, education, politics, economics, education, all of it. I think racism is a system. I'm about to start quoting Nature of the Threat. It literally is, and everybody buys into it because we pay our taxes, and we buy into it because we propel the system. And subconsciously, I think white people know that they benefit extremely by playing that game. And so, what is it? You're guilty by
association.
Not association, just by not doing shit. You're guilty by, I forgot there's a term.
By just standing by and watching.
Right. Yeah. There's a specific word, but the same thing. You're guilty because you don't do shit. You're just kind of watching.
Complacency.
But you're complacency, and you're reaping the benefits. You're not actively hurting people, but you're like, yeah, I know. I kind of get over because I got a lot. I mean, I have friends that always are gonna say that, like, and I can't be mad at them for acknowledging they got an additional plus for having. I mean, Eminem said it many times. Like, he made a song, "White America," saying, "You guys wouldn't support, you wouldn't be buying my records, and my shit wouldn't be going super crazy like this if I was a black guy."
Yeah.
He's
one in a million. I mean, he's not the common experience.
Yeah, but
here's where I'm trying to go with it.
Yeah,
because what I hear you in this song saying, I hear you saying, white power is perception. Right. So, and what I see there's a group of folks that want us to perceive that they're doing good for us, but they don't do shit for us.
Right.
I see you say white power is dividing the races, right? So kind of what you were just talking about, but always pointing at the other guy and saying they hate you, right? They hate you. I see that same group of people doing that. There's actually a line though. I think it's one of the hardest bars on the fucking album, to be honest with you, bro. Man. Now when you say white power is 41 black people.
Oh, trying to escape the ghetto.
Yeah. Go through all that all the way to the education point.
I'm trying to remember the line. White power is 41 million blacks trying to escape the ghetto. Something niggas blast metal for. I don't know I can't remember the rhyme. Yeah, crabs in the barrel. To push Maybach pedals. I say girls.
12-year-old girls with 6-inch
stilettos, but barely reading and write on the 5th grade level.
And to me, that sums it up. You're talking about two things, right? Because all those things, all those bad negative images that you're kind of talking about, those lost goals, those kind of come from that negative media that we already talked about, right? But then here's how I see white power manifested through education. Like that's a system, where if you're poor and you're gonna live in a poor neighborhood, you're gonna have a bad school.
Right.
You go to school, you're not educated. You can't get a good job, so you're gonna be poor.
So you perpetuate the system.
It's a cycle, right? Like that is a system. That's not, saying mean shit, right? Like Trump. I mean, that. So again, how do you see a system of oppression manifest? I mean, I think you said it right there, right? So that's one. I mean, do you see any other type of systems that are kind of
think about it. We have the prison industrial complex.
100%.
You miseducate people. You already said that. Then you're talking about what they do economically, where people get potholes in the street and the water don't work and the da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. So that I would say, for an example, in Michigan with the water.
Yeah.
All those things, any one could be a major component in destroying the growth of a human being.
Right.
But they're all of them, I'm going to save what I was going to go into because I know we have another segment.
Sure,
I'm going to save it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think there's if you don't eat well, your bad diet, then you get the obesity, the ADHD, whatever, because people were malnourished. There was somebody that did the experiment of there were no grocery stores within whatever the 10-mile radius. So everybody's eating Snickers and, man can't live on ramen noodle alone. I mean, we do it, you do it in prison, but why would you want to, like that? The Whole Foods are where the Whole Foods are.
Right.
And then, I do it. I live in Koreatown, man. I know the one that's closer on Wilshire. That shit way fresher than the shit on 3rd. Honestly, man, I go to the one on Wilshire because it's in the right neighborhood. It's in the right neighborhood. It's in the right neighborhood. I'm looking at the prices are lower. That's the funnier thing.
Yeah.
So you rob. Basically, poor people aren't a drain on society. Poor people are just going to be poor. But when everybody from capitalism, communism, all those philosophies on how to organize a society, none of them are really horrible. Commune, that's where communism comes from. There's nothing wrong with conservatism because you want to conserve, you don't want to waste. So in theory, they're all cool. You know what? The problem is somebody has to run them and they weaponize them.
Right.
Conservatism becomes fucked up. Capitalism it's just because now you got my team. So everybody else needs to, you guys need to work harder. Although I've never worked a day in my life. My dad gave it to me. And plus I have a certain skin color and I know in this society you're going to be in the bottom of the fucking tree. But I expect the same things from you that I never did in my own life. And so you think,
did you talk a lot about privilege? It sounds like you think that the system of privilege
We know
is
it.
oppressive, right?
We know that this society rewards white people. They've done a million studies about showing people pictures. Who you think is a thief?
Yeah.
The black guy is the thief because they've already conditioned people to say that's bad, that's good. They've rewritten history
So
to
the
make
media
the
folks
God.
again. It's
Well,
those media
it's
folks.
education. It's
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, I subscribe to the Crest theory. There's like 9 of them. You know, Google. For those that don't know, Google. Because I think they outlawed her book. I think Trump and them or whatever. For real. Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar. I keep on shaking
Her
my head
name is
like that.
Frances Cress Welsing. She wrote a book called The ISIS Papers way prior to 1996. I know.
Before Biden put them together?
She's a doctor. She was a doctor and a historian and a psychologist. And she wrote about racism, black woman. And it's called the ISIS Papers, the Crest theories. But she breaks down racism in all its systems and how they affect. And it's an amazing book. A lot of Nature of the Threat is applied from there. And I actually quote her when I say racism is a danger to education. It affects all lives in all areas of human communication. History, that's her. I'm just quoting her from the book.